So do you have that one recipe, that one recipe that every time you make it, you're going to get asked for the recipe? Well, today we're making sausage tortellini soup, and that is the recipe for me. I know, and I've been making this soup for decades, that every time I make it and serve it, I'm going to be asked by at least one person for the recipe. It's a good one, and today we're making this favorite soup in small batch form. This soup has a rich tomato base. It's full of Italian sausage, veggies, and tortellini. Today's recipe makes enough soup for 2 to 4 people. We make it and enjoy it for dinner, and then there's enough left over for lunch the next day, and that is the perfect amount of leftovers for me. So we're going to start by browning our sausage first. Today I am using a ground mild Italian sausage. Now, if you don't like sausage, you could also use ground turkey in this. You could use ground chicken. You could use hamburger, but they aren't quite as flavorful as Italian sausage. You're going to need to add in some extra seasoning if you don't use sausage. We're going to take it over the stove. We are going to brown this meat up. I'm going to use my fun little meat chopper thing here. I don't even know what it's called, but I'll link to it down below. Go ahead and remove the sausage from the pan. Then we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of chopped onion and a teaspoon of chopped minced garlic. Then just saute those till the onions are nice and soft. We're going to add in a 14-ounce can of petite diced tomatoes, 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, 2 cups of beef broth, or you could use chicken broth if you're using ground turkey or ground chicken. I'm going to add back in the sausage, 1/4 teaspoon of basil, and a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. Add in more seasoning if you're using ground turkey or ground chicken. And then add in a cup of chopped carrots. Bring this to a boil and then simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. After our soup has simmered, we're going to add in some fresh diced zucchini and some tortellini. I'm using a cheese tortellini. Cook it for about 10 minutes until the zucchini is soft and tender and the tortellini is cooked through. All right, our soup is done when that cheese tortellini is nice and tender. Now, all you have to do now is dish it up, and let me show you how I like to serve it. And in addition to the soup, this would be, a side for this would be some of my easy breadsticks, which you can find the recipe for up there, or even that easy French bread would be delicious with this soup. Now, one thing you may find that the next day after it has sat in the refrigerator, that the tortellini has a tendency to kind of absorb a bit of the liquid. So sometimes I find I need to add in a little extra beef broth or something like that. All right, so how I like to garnish it, I just like to take a little bit of some freshly grated Parmesan cheese on top, and then some fresh chopped parsley. There we go. It is ready. All right, I hope your family enjoys this soup as much as we do at our house. And if you serve it to some friends, don't be surprised when they ask you for the recipe. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today, and I'll see you in the next video.